I'm Heather Champagne, and I'm going to be doing the thoracic views. So I'm going to follow the DIGS 10, which is de-artifact the patient, get informed consent, that I'm going to have the patient gowned, and I'm going to do proper shielding. For all the thoracic views, it's going to be a half apron shielding, and then I would follow the 10-day rule if it's a female. So I'm going to start off with my A to P thoracic view, which is a 7x17 cassette. So let's grab that. And for this one, we're going to have a 40 FFD, and for the cassette, we're going to have the ID blocker down, and then I'm going to mark it anatomically and outside of the anatomy. So we're going to go ahead and put it over. Then for this, what we're going to do is line the cassette up 2 inches above T1. About there. Then what we're going to do is no tube tilt, so tube tilt of 0. And I'm going to collimate for this. What I'm going to do is, it's a 7x17. And I'm going to use the filter for this. We're going to filter the upper thoracic spine, so we're going to have the thick side of the filter up. And we're going to place it like this. Then what I'm going to do is measure the patient. So I'm going to come right here. And this is at a 17. So I'm going to come to my super tech. I'm going to put in 17 for a to P thoracic. Right there. I'm going to have a correction factor of 0. So KVP of 80. MAS of 25. Next, I'm going to come to my machine, put in the settings. For the KVP, I would set this at 80, and then the MAS, this would be at 35. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is line the central array with the middle of the cassette. So about there. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is have the patient take a deep breath in and hold it, and then shoot the x-ray. Okay, so next view we're going to do a lateral thoracic, and what I'm going to do for that is have the patient face the wall with the left side against the bucky, and we're going to use a 14x17 cassette. And for this one, for the lateral thoracic, we're going to have a film focal distance of 40. And the ID blocker is going to be anterior to the spine. And what we're going to do is mark the side that's closest to the bucky, so it's her left side. And for our cassette height, same thing as before. We're going to have it 2 inches above T1. So like so. Then we're going to go ahead and align the central array with the middle of the cassette. So about there. Then I'm going to have for the filter we're going to do the lower part of the thoracic spine, so we're going to put the thin side of the filter down, and thin side up. We're going to place it on here, like so. Then what I'm going to do is measure the patient. Can you go ahead and put your arms directly out in front of you? So we have 38. And for this one, there's no tube tilt as well. So let's come over here. We're going to do lateral thoracic at 38. Okay, and we're going to do a correction factor of 0. So KVP is 80. And what we're going to do is MAS of 250. So over here, KVP would be 80, I would set that, and then for the MAS we would go to 250. And then breathing instructions for the patient, I would have her take a deep breath in and hold it as she holds her arms out directly in front of her, and then shoot the x-ray. Okay, you can go ahead and relax. Last film that we're going to do is the swimmer's view, so I'm going to change to 8x10 cassette, and the FFD is still at 40 with a 5-degree caudal tube tilt. this one, the ID blocker is going to be in front of the anterior to the spine. I'm going to mark it for the side that's closest to the bucky, which is still her left side. Okay, so I'm going to set my 5-degree caudal tube tilt. And I'm going to make sure the filter is off because there's no filter for this one. Then what I'm going to do is align the central ray at C7T1. And can you go ahead and step forward a little bit, Anna? And just a little bit back, yeah, right there. Let me fix my tube tilt. Okay, so tube tilt's still at 5. And we have the central ray aligned right there. Then we're going to match the cassette with the central ray. So we're going to move the cassette to where the central ray is in the middle of it. Like so. Then what I'm going to do is for patient positioning, I would have the patient's arm that's closest to the bucky raised above head, so her left arm raised above. Then I'm going to measure the patient through the central ray. And so that's a 27. So I'm going to come to the super tech. I'm going to measure for 7. Sorry, what did I say? This. I have to measure it again. Okay. We said that was a 27. Okay. So we want this at 27. We're going to use a correction factor of 0. And then for this, we're going to do 80 kVp, which is at 60 MAS. So on the machine, we would use 80 kVp and then 60 MAS. And for this view, the patient's still going to have arm above head, and she's going to take a deep breath in, let it out, and then hold the breath out, and then shoot the x-ray. And that's it.